We're just gonna call every deck 8 something now in Legacy. 8 Mulch, 8 Cast. You know how it is. Oh god. Yeah, 4 Winding Way and 4 Mulch. That is, if you're asking. You probably should look up the card Mulch if you've never seen it. It's kind of a old card. Eight Explore Lands. That one probably is not going to exist anytime soon. I'm gonna copy Daryl's list first and just think about it before I settle on anything for sure. Yeah, it's mulch time. I'm gonna just try up the straight up 8 mulch list. I don't know if you need to play all 8. I was thinking about this, but it's kind of hard to tell just by looking at it. Yeah, pretty much. I might change the Stomping Ground to Shelter Thicket, but besides that, I'm just gonna try it straight up, I think. I think there's like some really appealing parts of this list. I think it's a lot harder to grind this list down if you're playing a fair deck. Like, I don't know how to put it. I think you're actively rooting to play against fair decks with this list. Mostly because you have a bunch of, like, draw however many's. I guess I should compute the expected value of it. It's a pretty easy calculation, I think. This mulch art is kind of sick too. It's Rebecca Guay. What am I missing? I'm missing a 4 of. Kingway, Mulch. Away from home. Oh, Mana Bond. I actually do own 4 Mana Bonds somehow, which is kind of funny. IRL. We're not doing 8 Mulch. Oh, Rebecca Guay doesn't do altars anymore? Interesting. Alright, so that's the main deck. Let's keep looking. Got second Tabernacle. I actually do own 2 Tabernacles IRL, which is Probably the first time I will register to, if I do play this deck IRL anytime soon. This is like a very focused list, though. I'm not sure, like, there's 4 surgical attractions and a cage. I'm not sure I really like it. It seems like we're sacrificing all... We're sacrificing... Well, we're just... Sorry, we're not sacrificing. We're focusing in on just Reanimator and blue decks, mostly. That's how I'd put it. Do we really need a second Blast Zone? I'm not sure about that. It seems kind of crazy to me. I know. I'm thinking about what it can cut. I also think it's really hard for this version to beat Price of Progress. Like, extraordinarily difficult to beat Price of Progress the way this deck is built. I might actually change the 4th Maze to Glacial Chasm, but I'm not sure. Kind of on a Ghost Quarter. I mean, the reality is, this is like more like a Stompy deck. More than anything else. And to clarify what I mean by that is you just try to... what's the best way of putting it? You just try to get one of the 1-mana accelerants in your opening hand, plus one of the 12 land card drawing spells, essentially. And I don't think there's really a lot more to it than that. And you just try to stay long enough before you get to, like, make a shit ton of zombies. Why Grove without P-Fire? Well, what do you want to do about having different land names for your Field of the Dead? Because, like, the alternative is to play another Taiga. I don't think that makes sense. Like, giving your opponent a life probably doesn't matter all that often. Like, Grove used to be really, really good in this deck, even without P-Fire all the time, just because it was just an untapped red-green source. And you kind of just wanted as many of those as you could get your hands on. You don't need another Stomping Grounds, there's already one. So the point is to, like, try to diversify on land name, pretty much. With only one Grove, I don't think that's a concern. It was not a concern for me when I played 4 Grove, Grizzle. So I think that's just, like, you're just focusing on a narrow corner case. I don't think that's generally a big issue. I'm not going to play Karpus in 4s. Us taking damage is worse than giving our opponent's life, by a lot. Like, trust me. Really wish there was a red-green canopy land, though. That would be, like, kind of insane in the deck. Yeah, Villain. I didn't build it. I don't know who actually built the first version. It's an MTGO deck. I think someone just, like, brewed it and played it online, and it sort of caught on. Gemstone Mine seems really bad. This Turbo buy? Wow, that's pretty rude. If you're gonna say stuff like that without being subbed, I question why you're allowed to do that. Why should more people play this deck? Oh, you love it? I thought you were saying more people should play it because it's bad versus combo, which it generally is, actually. I could play a second Blast Zone, which is what Daryl has. I'm not even sure it's necessary. You'd love to try it? I'm not sure how much this deck is right now. The Storm player, please get more people to play this deck. Sounds like you're interested. Well, why don't you just switch back to Is It Delver, and then we'll see how it goes for you. Is It Delver, no Price of Progress. Is red the best one? I think blasts are kind of important. You could make a case for white, and then you can play Horizon Canopy and Deafening Silence. I'm not sure what blue really gets you. I'm not high on Otawara in this deck. I mean, it's fine. Fluster is fine, though. Like, Fluster is a bigger draw to me. I'm just thinking out loud. Is Fluster even that big of a deal for the combo decks you play against this deck? Don't you have, like, a bunch of Duresses or whatever? Like, it seems strange to me that you'd be so fearsome of a Fluster from this type of deck. I don't think you can really Fluster Storm Price of Progress by the time it's good against you, personally. Like, I think it doesn't actually work. I mean, I believe you can Fluster Storm a Ruination, obviously, but I don't actually think you can Fluster Storm a Price of Progress. But even just playing Force Sphere with no Mox Diamond doesn't seem like it does very much. There's no Ancient Tomb either. So it's just like, Sphere doesn't make sense with the date. So, like, the reason that there's no Mox Diamond is you actually need your lands to trigger Field of the Dead. Like, it was actually a logical conclusion to cut all of the Sagas and the Mox Diamonds to get to this point. So when you do that, it's very, very difficult to play a card like Sphere of Resistance and have it be in a relevant time frame. Like, that's why I think Deafening Silence, Splashing White, if you really want to get a better combo matchup, probably makes more sense. Like, then the Taigas become Savannahs, the Stomping Ground becomes Temple Garden, the Grove becomes Horizon Canopy. And I think that's, like, an acceptable way to build your deck, and it probably, like... I don't think Ayaganjo does too much for you, I'm not gonna lie. So I think the reason Daryl played 4 Surgical was he identified that Reanimator was the one deck that was more likely to be played, and it's the one he can, like, be the best against. is there really that much Storm or Show and Tell? Like, I think if you check the meta sheets, there isn't really that much, right? So why would you design a sideboard to be good against decks that aren't played? Like, I don't think that's how you should build your deck. I think you should, like, build it based on what you actually see. What makes Mana Bond good? Mana Bond's a lot better with Field of the Dead, Matt. Does that make sense? What's up, Tom? It's been a while. Also, I think in this deck, versus like Prismatic Ending control decks, you don't actually play Mana Bond until you can make the zombie tokens off field. Like, you actually sandbag it as like a super ramp spell until like it's ready to go off completely. The Return of the Liege King. Yeah, I'll admit that I think the reason I don't like doing that, Aslid, is if you go turn 1 Mana Bond versus like a white-based control deck, a white-blue-based control deck, they're just very tempted to kill your thing. Like, I think you're actually just better off not doing that if you see the Ego Tundra go. Like, I think you're actually supposed to sandbag it. I don't think it's particularly close. This is just a different type of deck. This is not the same as Saga Lands. Like, I think you just have to approach playing the deck differently. Like, I think you should treat your Mana Bond as like a one-shot deal, not a recurring deal. Oh. Alright. Currently, Card Hoarder only has 2 Mana Bond in stock from Exodus, so I guess I'll buy the other 2 from like good bots. They're like 99 cents now, huh? So that's not surprising. Boseiju, I think, is not that big a deal for like depths because you can still needle it. Like, I don't actually think it's a big deal. Oh, yeah, I did draft a bunch recently. So, okay, what was I getting? And a bond. And 7 tickets. Cool. Field of the Dead. This is a very common thing to see. You just need different names. Like, that's why there's also a forest and snow-covered forest. I actually thought about playing Sheltered Thicket. I still might play one Sheltered Thicket. I'm thinking about it anyways. But the problem with that is it comes into play tapped. I'm still tempted, though. Well, Tom, that's not your fault, because the rest of the cards were just from Kamigawa drafts, and Kamigawa is the latest set. That's not actually your fault, you know? Since someone redeemed Open All, I have a bunch of... Oh, whoops. Wait. Need to select all. Tom, we've had this discussion. I love booster drafting. Natural Mystic, you don't have to tell me more about that. I think I was one of the first people to be high on that card. But I'm not actually really sure it's worth it. The real reason it would be worth it is that it's another red-green name. Because people hate moving all in on Dark Depths. That's the reason. I think you should probably play some number of Dark Depths. Like, I think Daryl made this popular, to be quite fair, to play a bunch of Dark Depths. Again, well, in this shell. Alright, let's get the deck list on Cardboard Live. And again, thanks for everyone being here. If you want to support the stream, hit that follow button. That's free to do. If you really want to support the stream, check for that Twitch Prime sub. Use it here. Just keep Bezos off those dollars. I don't really want to play Rug Triumph. I think I'm not going to actually play the Sheltered Thicket, even though it's good. It's sort of okay in theory, but I think it's just, like, kind of not good enough. I do have a Patreon. It has the 30-page land guide for Saga lands / old lands on it. Yo, Tom, thanks for gifting a sub to Spankstar. Yeah, 2 Tabernacles. That's what Daryl was playing. That's why Edgar actually tweeted, "Can we get a Tabernacle for our team last weekend?" Because Daryl only owns 1, which is not unreasonable, because that card is very expensive IRL. Alright, let's go to the Legacy League. Yeah, start a prediction for the first match. Tabernacle's still good with our plan. No, Seagate Wreckage is not very good. Trust me, like, you have tried that shit forever. If anything, you should play Throne of the High City, but I don't think that card's good either as well. Alright, get your bets in. Will I win or lose this match? Bet either way you want. There's a reason there's 2 Yavimaya in this list, by the way. Playing against just a pig. I'm keeping this. I think this one's actually pretty good. I'm going to play Mulch next turn. Alright, I see. I played a land. Haven't. Doesn't really matter. Alright. Thinking about if I'm supposed to Mana Bond. If I Mana Bond, Loam only looks at 3 cards. This looks at 4 next turn. So I might as well just not even Mana Bond. Matron. Right, exactly. There's basically no reason to Mana Bond this turn, is what I should actually say. It's not great. So what I could do is Blast Zone away both the lackeys. I should actually consider that and sandbag this. This is likely to work, though. is very good. I think I can set up a recurring blast zone. The best way to do this. I don't want to play this out, and I also don't want to mana bond this turn, I think. So I guess the best way to do this is to play these two out. And just kill these and kill those. And then they'll just be stuck with an inexpensive thing in hand. Right. I guess that's the plan. I'm going to click no here because I want to sandbag the exploration. I basically can't let them ritual out like 12 mana worth of stuff or whatever. I mean, obviously I could have played exactly... sorry, I could have... If I had 2 mazes, I could have just like double mazed, obviously, but... War Chief? Why didn't they play the War Chief pre-combat? Very weird. I'm gonna just be dredging Loam every turn now. Looking for Field and Tabernacle would be good too. All driver? Or... So. I hit my bog and those two. It's fine. I'm gonna charge this up to 2 because I want to clear these next turn. Note, you really just want to sandbag the fetch because of field. And I'm just looking for field now. Found a field. Should be good enough to stabilize, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. This should be good enough, I think. Remember, this can fetch a Stomping Ground, which is a different... It can also fetch Snow Forest. I don't think it's harder. You see a lot more cards because of these. Like, I don't really think it's harder. I'm probably going to zone away these two if they attack with everything. I can block. Okay. Oh, I fucked up. Well, it doesn't matter. I actually should have mazed that. And probably, yeah. I'm gonna take 2 extra damage, but I don't think it'll actually matter. But I could have done that more cleanly. Oh, yo, what's up? I should be at 11 instead. I can force out the issue. Okay, cool. Fine. Just gonna main phase activation. Actually, maybe Blastion's kind of sick in this deck, because you do end up with a lot of mana. Alright. One issue with this deck, it's more subtle, is that I think it's cold to Magus of the Moon, but Blood Moon's easy enough to beat. Right, we're gonna side in those. I don't know. You would probably have to look. Swing Gang Lieutenant is the worry at that point, I think, but it's not a big deal. Can't side out any of the mana sources. I can side those out, and I definitely do want 4 depths, 4 stage, 4 maze, 4 field. It's kind of a lot. I think probably what I'm supposed to do is trim on, it's kind of weird. I don't know what I'm supposed to trim on. Oh yeah, Goblin King would give all of their goblins Mountain Walk and +1/+1. I don't think Iagandra is worth it when you have Maze of It, because the card you actually want to use to... The creature you actually care about killing is Murktide, and Iagandra never kills Murktide. At least Otawara, like, bounces it. Alright. I don't know what to side out. It's kind of complicated. Maybe I'm supposed to shave, like, 1, 1, 1, 1? Or something like that. They're never killing our mana bond, which is kind of funny, so maybe I can shave exactly 1. Gonjo? Is that how it's pronounced? Let's see. Don't have an accelerant. Stefan 84, you might want to be careful about that sometimes. I'm just gonna mulligan for an accelerant. This is fine. Yeah, you could probably run Mono Green if you really wanted to, actually, which is kind of funny to think about. So if I draw Tabernacle, Crop Rotation, or Waste, or Crop Rotation or Tabernacle are the best draws actually right here, I think. Just kind of funny to think about, but. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else in my hand. Winding Way's too slow. I mean, the other concern is, do you want to buy a second Tabernacle, if I had to guess? Right. Or 1-0. That was a pretty quick one. Obviously, like, I don't think that matchup is very good for them. And that's just kind of how it is. And yeah, I think just making the Lage obviously makes sense. Like, you can just figure out that you're not that likely to draw something good. You own 0 Tabernacle. You probably want to play the first Tabernacle. The card is so messed up, but I mean, like, it's kind of hard to replace that. You can play like Glacial Chasm, I guess, but it's kind of different. Would it be wildly inaccurate to call this Turbo Lands? Well, I associate that name with a completely different deck, so I would say yes. Other people would probably say no. Like, to me, Turbo Land is like the Z Horn of Greed, Oath of Druids deck. But I think a lot of people would not agree with that, personally. No Horn of Greed? I thought there was a Horn of Greed in Z's Turbo Land deck. Oh, I see. You're agreeing with me. Zombie Land? Sure, you could call it Zombie Land. Was it Shaun of the Dead? Shaun of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead? There's a bunch of movies like that, right? No, it's just an old deck, though. Like, it's just an old Z deck where, like, the win con was, like, Battlefield Scrounger, where you would stack your deck with, like, Time Warp. Just, like, it's forever ago. There was, like, one capsize, so you could, like, capsize all of their stuff. Battlefield Scrounger would just, like, let you stack the bottom of your deck. Old Magic used to be kind of sick, actually. Well, not mowing in this hand. We're actually missing the Mulch / Molt equivalent, but that's fine. Alright, I'm just Leging them on turn 2. This is their play. Like, I'm going to main phase it to play around Wasteland. Yeah, I remember Mirari to copy Cunning Wish with Cunning Wish, rinse and repeat. Yeah, I mean, Lage is still good. Like, that's why it didn't make sense to cut it from the deck. And Stage is good with, whatchamacallit. Oh, I should have played a land first. Probably. That was a mistake. Oh, now they're fucked. What if you had no lands as well? Well, I was going to reduce them to 0 permanents and attack them with a 20/20 twice. So. I'm gonna shift the bog. I'm gonna side this in. I'm gonna say Caracas. I think you can shave like 1 or 2 of these. You want some number of blasts, I'm pretty sure. I was gonna cut. Like, maybe you can shave a loam post-board as well. Second Blast Zone's, like, okay, but not great. Oh, you can shave. This is a matchup where you can shave a field for sure. Yeah. Forgot about that. Question is how many blasts do I want? Probably as many as I can take. Maybe I can just shave down on blasts actually, or on fields. Like I think this is a matchup where I probably don't need more than like 1 or 2 fields in my deck. It's possible I should just go to 1 field and play both blast zones. I don't know. I'm kind of worried about Price of Progress, actually. Like, it's really hard to beat as this current version. I was talking about playing, like, maybe a Glacial Chasm over a Maze or something like this. But sure. Alright. Since I don't have as many fields in my deck, I can probably shave down on mana bonds. I'm gonna sneak the 3rd Boseiju in because of weird shit. You can believe it, Jax. You've seen me do it many times. I don't know, like, if you say you can't believe it, I think you're just, like, just making stuff up. This hand's actually really good, I think. I do like this island. I think it looks sweet. Is that the same island? I think it is. I don't think they play more than 1 island, actually. I'll get right on that if you sub Ultimate Price. I think you're crazy. How many lands do you think Mulch is, on average? A symbol? I thought this was the symbol, right? And also, these decks don't play that many islands. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was the same island. Oh, it's because of Yavimaya. That's why. It actually is the same island. It's because of Yavimaya. Time for them to play Murktide, probably. Okay, guess not. Going to dredge? Probably not. Just better to find like an exploration something. Not that. Probably want to fetch Taiga. Or just main base fetch and say go. And see what they do. Kind of clogged up, actually, which is kind of funny. Let's see what they do, I guess. Force of will? Sure. I was thinking about if it was better to go all in right there. Like, I could put a green off maze, rotate it for stage, copy. Problem is I have too many force in play to play around submerge, so that's why I didn't do it. Okay, and I want to try a accelerant again. So good. I know they have force and 2 unknowns. I think this is good, actually. Alright, they have force, pitch, force, so I'll red. And then okay. I already had a loam in my graveyard. That's why I wasn't concerned about this. I still really just want to draw an accelerant, like, but I'm pretty safe actually, in my opinion. Like, I'm gonna dredge loam. They went after the card I thought they would go after. They went after Wasteland, which is why I didn't target 2 wastes. I should have actually probably targeted Maze. That's okay. I intentionally didn't go after 2 wastes, because I thought there was a good chance that this would happen. Yeah, this music is a banger, obviously. Two mana to draw 4 will be banned soon? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, sure. I need to draw an accelerant. Much. Sad. It's what I was afraid of, but it was gonna be hard to beat that this game. No, I should have gotten Blast soon. I thought I was on a different plan, but I really wasn't. I'm gonna just go down to one field and put Mana Bond back in. So we basically lost that game because I was dirtling too much. Sounds pretty good. This song's a banger. Sure. Okay. Yeah, I really like gold borders, generally speaking. Yeah, I don't think you need that. The white card I would really rather play is like Deafening Silence, personally. I'm gonna Dredge Limb now. I have an Accelerant, so what I really need is just stuff. And main phase this because of Price of Progress as well. Yeah, they can have Submerge or like whatever, that's fine. Not a big deal. First block extraction? Sure. It's fine. Sejiri Step? No, there's no Sejiri Step in this deck. Thought about playing Tower of the Magistrate, and I'm still thinking about it, but I think you probably don't need it on average. I mean, Sejiri Step and Blast Zone are the same card here, right? Like... Got match 2. It's possible I was just way too dismissive of this deck before. It kind of feels like I was. But... Well, Blastoon's a lot worse at killing Psi tokens is the actual issue. Yeah, Tower is way more for Psi tokens, but obviously Blastoon just has a lot of, like, interesting corner cases. Alright, another prediction up. Again, thanks for everyone being here. Well, yeah, you can also unequip your opponent's living weapon equipment, like Cauldron Complete or Barrow Skull. Like, Tower is good technology that I knew about before. I just didn't think it was necessary, but, you know, if you want to play it, you can. I'm not sure randomly generated sequence, but yeah. Again, thanks for everyone being here. If you want to support the stream, hit that follow button. That's free to do. Otherwise, check for that Twitch Prime sub or regular sub, or check out the Patreon or coaching. I'm going to use the rest of my beer back for match number 3. Alright, I'm back. One thing I want to point out to people, let's actually do the calculation. The hypergeometric calculator on StatTrak doesn't actually tell you the expected number of lands you'll hit off of hypergeometric, rather. It only tells you probabilities. So let's discuss it real quick. Alright. So there will be some math involved, and that's okay. Let's see, what's the simplest one? Hypergeometric distributions. So, the expected value of a hypergeometric random variable is little n times s over n. Okay, so little n is the number of trials, so it's the number of cards you look at. Little s is the number of successes available in the population. In this case, it would be the number of lands remaining in the deck. And capital N is the number of cards left. And yes, well, Leo, you have to have 2 lands to cast it, right? So that's not even correct. So, like, the biggest the fraction can be is, suppose you have a 3-card hand. It's, say, Forest, Stage, Mulch, right? Suppose that's your hand, and you're casting it. So it would be 4 times 37 over 57. Or, sorry, 4 times 34 over 57. So let's see. 4 times 37 divided by 57. So it's like 2.6. And that's like the upper bound. Now suppose you kept 7 cards and your hand is like 5 lands, Mulch, Exploration. I agree it does it averages out. I agree with that. But I'm just saying, if you want to be completely rigorous, but suppose you just have like a 5-land hand, a Mana Bond, and a Mulch. So let's see. On, say, turn 2, suppose you draw another land. So that's 6 lands gone from your deck. There's 52 cards left. So it'd be 4 times 32... divided by 56. So it's like 2.28. So really, this is like a slightly better Night's Whisper on average, I would say. Anyways, I just wanted to make that point that I don't, like... There's variation in the expectation, obviously. Oh, 4 times 34. Did I type it in wrong? It's possible I did. And yeah, Lackey, I did see your tweet. But honestly, like... I understand where you're coming from, but I didn't want to, like, make you feel bad or anything, so I just didn't say anything. But I do want to see if this deck is good, personally. I mean, I think really the soft spot for this deck is, like, combo. And also, like, Price of Progress is really, really hard. Have I played much Modern? Yeah, I played a reasonable amount. What's up, JW? I think Hammer is really good. I think Hammer, Grixis, Style, or C are good. Should ban lands. Well, I think we should ban every deck you like Orm 67. If you're not going to sub. You should start with Hammer or a 4C, JW. Yeah, I understand that. That's why I didn't say anything. I'm not going to rub salt in people's wounds, you know? Well, this hand sucks. Going to 5. I think it's just better to find Accelerant. So, if I find a greens first, this hand's good. It is gambling, but it's like an educated gamble, right? You just look at metagame breakdowns or estimate metagame breakdowns. Shia, have not gotten that yet. In fact, this is my 5-card hand this game, but I think this is a fine 5-card hand. I'm just going to deploy all my stuff. Obviously not mana bonding this turn. My best draws are just like the 2-mana draw X lands, pretty much. Didn't bite at your troll? I didn't even see it. Lands is abysmal, pretty sure it's never won a decent sized event. I see. Yeah, I'm sure it hasn't either. Yeah. I'm fine with Baleful Tricks. I'm not fine if it was something else. Really. That's bad. Mulch does have really good art. Do I want to play out this last exploration? Probably not. They could have like Colgan's Command or some nonsense. I don't think it's... Oh, I guess it could be Doomsday, but it's Scalding Tarn Vista, right? think it's like Grixis pile, probably. It's kind of funny. I think I might die to that, actually, this game. That kills really quickly. Like, it does 3 plus 4 plus 5. I think I'm just gonna go all in. This game's like pretty hopeless because I have such low resources. Okay, I lose. Fine. Oh, it's not as expensive as you thought? Which deck? Oh, Modern 4C? Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea how expensive it is or not. I think I'm gonna go to 1, or actually maybe I should play more depth first. Don Moore's, please don't like directly backseat, I'm still thinking. You wanted to play Legacy Blastoise? That card's pretty expensive. Okay. I will cut the Caracas, but I'm just like... Okay. What else don't I cut, though? I don't think I need the second tab. I think Blaston's a good out. Actually, I probably don't even want to cut that. I think I just want to cut, like... It's debatable if I want all these blasts, actually. I think I'm actually only going to have 2 blasts in versus them. like this hand. I think this is like, if they weren't Grixis Days Undoing, I would probably keep. Alright, this is pretty good. Second force, probably go. No, I don't really generally do what Twitch chat says. Although if you want to support the stream by hitting that sub button, I might be more tempted. Or hit that follow button, you know. They played Hullbreacher in game 1, Shia. I don't know about you, when my opponent plays Hullbreacher, I assume they're playing Days Undoing. Alright. Yes, yes, JW. It'll be in the graveyard by that point. You can do that. Probably staged a copy of one of their lands to get a different land name for Field of the Dead. Yo, Azwood, thanks for gifting 5 subs. Unfortunately, I don't have any chests right now because someone redeemed Open All. But if you all want to be as cool as Azwood, well, just be like him, I guess. Really good. Is this good? If so, why? I want to pay that way. Oh. I might end up wastelanding my own tabernacle, which is kind of funny. But Man Bond was good here. I might. We'll see what happens. I'll just say go though. I mean, even if they have a sweeper, I don't think it's a big deal, really. Like, I can just stage my field, crack the fetch for Taiga, and then waste tab and not pay, and then that's just like, yeah, it's really good. I guess maybe I just want to play, like, counter spell with their counter on my thing and just cut crop rotation. I think crop rotation is, like, not very good versus them, honestly. And just, like, side in all the blasts and just play their counter on my Mana Bond or Exploration. I could also pay for them, yeah. This is a keep. Obviously, like, I mean, there are issues, but I'm not gonna mulligan. He sucks. I mean, he is not as good as my card is, I guess. Dawn, it depends on the deck. If they have Wasteland, I'll probably leave it in, but if they don't, yeah, I think it's, like, kind of easy to cut. gonna play around certain cards that I would not want to mention right now. But... a good draw, actually. How do you want that to work exactly, Lackey? What's the wording you want on that card? Pardic Miner. I remember Pardic Miner. What a card. You don't own a Yorion? That is nonsense. Confounding Conundrum's not a good card, if anyone was wondering. I mean, I think it works within the rules, but I think WotC will not print that type of card because it's incredibly unfun. Is the actual issue, I think. Lava Ball Trap. That card's not good. Shia Elmaster. I actually laughed at that. That was really funny to me, I don't know why. I like White Blue Hammer, to clarify, JW. I like Reality Chip, and I like Teferi 3. Just play Zuzu the Punisher. What about Teo? Teo doesn't do anything. That card sucks. Zosu's too expensive to play Ankh. Hey, are people doing this to me today? I'm not gonna miss this. I'm gonna cut them off red. It slows down my field for a bit, but it taxes their mana by so much, and I think red's like kind of critical. The Reality Chip is a sick card, by the way. It's like one of my... It has a sick type line, which is kind of why I love it as well. Also, this song is sick. Rainwave.cc just full of bangers. I don't know. Because they're like Grixis do nothing? I mean, how do you want me to answer that question? I guess, Worm. It's a little quiet on your end? I can turn it up. How about now? better. Cool. I don't know what's going on in this game. What my basic plan is to get zombie tokens to protect my Lage from Diabolic Edict. Kind of hoping I draw an Exploration or Mana Bond as well. That's when ye shall receive. Do I actually want to use it yet? It's possible I just want to... Or is your deck Grixis control? Yeah, I think they are sandbagging it. Is there a way to... Maybe I should play around it by just, like, going slow instead of fast? Because it sort of makes sense for them to have Higutse consumes all. So I can just do this and see what they do. And this is still a Thespian stage, so... I think it's kind of close if I should actually trigger it or not. Can they beat 2x field? I don't think they can really, so that's why I'm okay doing this as well. I could even go for 3x field actually, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can turn this into a field and then play Yavimaya next turn. Yeah, I don't really see a reason to rush. Like, what are they going to do? They're already dead. Yeah, no, I can just play this game slow, I think. Rare blur decks. Rare blur deck indeed. Really bad at these predictions. Have you considered being able to evaluate fair decks better? I might not even want to turn this into this, because I kind of want to just leave up Pyroblast, so I think I might just copy nothing and play a second field. Interesting. I will block and not make the Lage. That was weird. It was still kind of close, funnily enough. But this game is, like, super easy. Do I own an SNES? It was my sister's. I think she took it, so. Should I do this now? I think I'm just going to continue to play it slow instead of trying to kill them. What do you think my opponent's plan is here? Lose slowly? It's not even that slow. I'm out. A meteor to hit my house? Seems unlikely. Fair. Kill me with Doomsday? God, I don't want that timeline. Whatever. I mean, I'm curious now. Tell me what you got on it. Alright, they conceded. They probably had a hand with a bunch of like back to basics. Or diabolic edicts. Or whatever. I was just waiting for them to do something and they didn't do anything. Alright, so we're 3-0. Perhaps we can break the 3-0-0-2 curse. Ruination plus SCGCON consumes all. That would be a bad beat, yeah. Well, also B2B literally didn't do anything on that board. Ruination would have done something, though. Grixis control should just sideboard into Doomsday. You've never been impressed by Grixis sideboards? Do you think there's enough space in the Grixis control sideboard to do that? Because I don't think there is, but you could consider it. Like 4 Dark Ritual, 4 Doomsday, a Thassa's Oracle. Oh, maybe there is enough space, actually. That's kind of funny. Cut the red, then main deck Doomsday. Doesn't sound like something I want to do particularly. Or Ritual for Doomsday. Got 1 Thassa's Oracle. That's 9 cards. How many slots would it take? Probably like 10 to make a functional Doomsday sideboard. Yo, what's up, Stonewalk, for the win? I have a question for you. Did you play World of Warcraft if your name is Stunlock for the win? Because I would assume so, but that's like obviously an assumption that's sort of dangerous. It is from WoW? I thought so. One of my account names is actually my old clan name, FTW. So, like, I wasn't a clan named Aftermath, so one of my account names is Aftermath FTW. So, I definitely feel that, but... I went on that account to do one of the free cube drafts, and I 3-0'd on that account, so there's like 150 play points on that account now, which is kind of funny. Are you me? Probably not. You're math, though. Like, your name's literally R Math. Yo, we're getting close to 7,000 followers. Maybe I'll do some special stream at 7,000. I was actually thinking about this, y'all. There's been a bunch of, like, throwback coverage streams. I might watch the GP I won this Friday. Just on, like, 2x speed or something. But 2x speed will still take a while. That'd still be, like, 7.5 hours or so. What do y'all think? Should I do it? Yeah, exactly. Like the Will Hall EXP. Exactly like that. NX speed. Alright, this hand's bananas. Seems sweet. Alright. Might also just get someone to hang out with me. Maybe I can... Maybe y'all can bother Honorog. So JW, I remember that match really well, and I remember thinking that... Well, someone told me I played it poorly, and I agreed with them in retrospect, so... Alright. Sounds like people want to have that happen on Friday. I'd be down for it. Maybe I'll get Honorog or, like, someone else to hang. Oh, they said, Big Fan Jay, I'm a lock to lose. 100% a lock to lose. Well, the thing is, a lot of those matches in that tournament are not mine. Like, just like the early rounds are not mine. It's only deep into the tournament I actually get onto the coverage. So I think there's only like 4 or 5 actual covered matches. Anyone Gristlebrand? So I think I actually want to sandbag these. Like, if I just put them out right now, it doesn't do that much. Actually, maybe I should have, but... We'll see what they do. I can't get everyone on one day, unfortunately, Ryan. It just... Oh, it's Goblins again? Alright. I feel bad. So how do I lose to Goblin? Let's think about it. Basically, I think I want to burn the rotation. I think the Goblins matchup is very good. I think it's extremely good. But... maybe I should just get Blast Zone instead of recurring Blast Zone. Probably that's correct, actually. Okay. So I'm looking for... Oh, I could have staged my maze right now. I probably should have. I guess it's not too late to do it. Yavimaya is a really good land in this deck. It makes sense to play 2. Points. Absolute disaster. I think a lot of the decisions Daryl made building the deck are really smart. Alright, ball can go. Practice is not great. I like citing more Boseijus just in case if some nonsense happens, and these are good. And the second tab is also good. So you could side this in versus Muxus, but I think that is just bad. Yeah, there are 2. I actually own 2 IRL, so this is like fine for me to do too. Which is obviously kind of degen, but I bought a second tab at like, when did I buy it? I bought it June 2020, and it went up by like 2K or whatever, so stonks, you know. Toxic deck. Am I a toxic streamer then? Should you just leave and just never watch? Never watch again? Do I need 4 fields? Okay. The only way it goes poorly for me is if my house gets set on fire, so I hope no one does that. Only watching because I'm toxic. Snap call. That is absolutely not the truth whatsoever, Matt. What did I cut last time? 2 turn 2 Magus of the Moon? If I expect to be able to play Magus, I would probably have to rebuild this deck slightly. And it would be Sag. But that's okay. I don't like cutting that. I'll just cut a mana bomb. I think I'm probably cutting mana bond too much, if I had to guess. Also, can't you only turn to a Magus off of Stark Prospector? Oh, I guess you could have like Ancient Tomb or Simian Spirit Guide in your deck, but then those are not goblins either. Oh, I guess Ancient Tomb is reasonable, but Simian Spirit Guide is kind of not. But Magus, I think, is like a logical pushback if you want to go that route. Or we're not playing... Because, frankly, I was not satisfied with this before. There's a lot more meltdowns and shit as compared to before. Right, well. So a prediction from last March going? Do we? They gave me respect. I just usually check. If I end their career? Probably. They checked me this time? They didn't check me last turn, so they showed me respect last turn, but not this. Fascinating. Love to play games. Yeah, exactly. I think it's like structurally better for you not to have Saga in your lands deck right now, but yeah, I'm lucky. I'm just lucky like I was lucky with Goblin Ringleader back in the day. It's the same thing. Might as well get lucky, you know? You've never known such a thing? What if you played 24 lands, 4 Aether Vial, 36 Goblins? Wait, 24 lands, 4 Aether Vial, 32 Goblins. You could run the numbers. Pretty sure. Let's see. You could. Really? You run 24, 4 plus 32? Eli. Come on. Also, I was secretly daggering Eli. But you can't trick me. It was a small dagger. It wasn't a big one. Eli. It's inevitable? Oh, it's right now, actually. I think Leyline's like super overrated versus Virgin. That's like one of the draws to this for me. It's actually a lot easier to beat Graveyard Hate as this version, in my opinion. Like the 2-mana draw lands give you resiliency. 8 Mulch? I'll show you soft num real quick. There's 4 Winding Way and 4 Mulch. I honestly think Graveyard Hate is overrated versus regular lands, but people love to do that shit, so I don't know. Jun 5-0 dead. I mean, I wouldn't mulligan for Graveyard Hate. If you happen to have it, great. That was miserable. Blackie had similar experiences playing Goblins versus deck, so you're not alone. We're going to play for the trophy in a second. Eli, frankly, if I were you, I probably would have just stopped after playing the 3rd time and probably just, like, gone and played TFT or whatever other game you play instead. That's probably what I would do, but I'm not the boss of you, you know? Again, thanks for everyone being here. If you want to hit... sorry. Oh, it was on a stream? Okay, I see. That sucks. Anyways, if you want to support this stream, hit that follow button. That's free to do. If you really want to support the stream, check for that Twitch Prime sub and consider using it here. All the support's appreciated, you know? Was Riftstone Portal considered? Not really. I would rather just play 2 Yavamayas. I would rather just play, like, as many Yavamayas as I can. Yavamaya is super good in this deck. JS Kofi. You are much worse versus Storm as this configuration because you don't play spheres. Like, you basically are conceding to Storm with this setup, and that's fine. I don't pick decks to beat everything. Like, if I'm picking lands, generally speaking, I don't expect that much combo. So, it's fine to just concede the matchup, I think. Yeah, Yavamaya is super good. That's all I'll say. Alright. Stink Scourger. I think, honestly, if you want a better route, you probably should just sideboard like 4 Magus of the Moon. Soft Gnome, where was Tom posting? Well, there's only 2 depths in the main deck, so how could it have turn 2 or 3 depths a lot? If you played all 4 depths, that's probably the case, but, you know. Oh, it was on a stream? Yeah, I think Tower's, like, pretty good right now, actually. I mean, I'm not gonna click in on any stream links, frankly. But I think having access to that card for Turbo Depths versus Psi tokens makes a lot of sense. I assume that was the use case that Tom was thinking of, right? Yeah, I've brought it up now and then. Other people have brought it up as well. So like it's not out of the question, you know. Infinite Ornithopters. Wait, Infinite Ornithopters or Thopter tokens? Or someone like Kiki-Jiki-ing Ornithopter or some nonsense that I don't know about. Intruder Alarm Kiki-Jiki Ornithopter? God, I love Intruder Alarm. I don't know why, because it's like a really bad card, but I love it. One's recurring Ornithopters? This person plays Esper Vial. Okay. Interesting. I don't know how this matchup goes. It's probably like kind of complicated. This person... Oh god, a Necropause. Alright, well, this hand sucks. I think we're playing against 80 card... Or Yorion Esper Vial. Alright, yeah. Oh, Gamble? I forgot to, but... Oh no, there was already a Gamble up. Maybe they're just Death and Taxes instead. That'd be a lot easier for me. And maybe they are Death and Taxes. Well, I guess we will just go off. It's probably not favored for Cephalid Breakfast, Badger. But I don't know if you meant that. Like, if it's like literally Cephalid Breakfast, I would say no, probably. But... Sandbagging the lands for Field of the Dead? A lot of wombs, though. Worms due for a big win? Probably not. Probably not. Oh my god. See if my opponent's had enough. Guess they have not had enough. So this can get Taiga, this can get regular forest. Oh, I can get Stomping Ground and regular forest. Yeah, so it works out. Oh, wait, I should have just mana bonded. They all see each other. I fucked up, actually. If I mana bond, they all see each other. So I actually am down a zombie? Yeah, I'm down a zombie for no reason, actually, I think. Oh, they are Esper Vial. Okay. Sucks. Actually, that doesn't even really matter, I think. Yeah, I think that matters. Actually, I shouldn't have done this. Okay. Yeah, it's just a fair killer. So if you're okay with that, all right. Let's see. They actually are Esper Vial, so they have a bunch of Force of Negations. I think I don't need these. These are like. This is good. Depths is shit. Seiju's fine. The Rebs are okay versus like the Meddling Mages. Might shave like. One Winding Way for another blast. Oh, because it got dark. I'm gonna turn on my lights real quick, Dokomoy. Thanks. Guess I should close my window too. Alright, how about now? Oh, we want the second tab as well, just to like mess with them. Yeah, I didn't realize it had gotten so dark, actually, is what happened. Well, actually, probably Loam is better than... Or the Mulches are probably better than Loam Postport, honestly. Yeah, I live just outside Washington, D.C. Pineham. Well, yeah, at its core, I think Legacy is kind of inherently broken, but that's an unrelated story that I don't want to bother people with. Swiss Stone Rains or Blood Moon. I think Magus of the Moon is probably better versus deck as constructed, but it's kind of easy for the deck to readjust to Magus of the Moon if it wants to be fair. Not great. I did mill 2 more acceleration cards, but library order is random, so it's kind of whatever. Blaststone is really good in this shell, actually. So I think Daryl was probably correct about playing 2 Blaststone. It wasn't always obvious if it was Legacy or Modern. Do you order, deliver, or go to the store? What do you want to eat? Spirit? Is Spellpower in hand? Or is there some other spirit I'm not thinking of? I'll go for it. Or cast Spawn, I guess? Maybe it is Spellpower. No. Maybe I should have just waited until I drew a blast, but that's... I don't know why there's a Cavanarn Spirit. As a deck bin, 4-0 pretty easily, but haven't played against any combo. I think just combo would be the soft spot, obviously. You love using hyperbole way more than I do, and you know that. Mulch is the new Ragavan? I don't know. That's a weird question to ask. But really, the Graveyard Hate is kind of a joke versus version, is what I think is the realization. Oh, is it Soul Herder? Might be Soul Herder, actually. Oh. Any Veil? Veil's, like, not very good in lands. You don't want to play that sort of... That's too small ball. Well, why do I care about Bosejoing? This version does not care. You just have so many 2-mana and draw 4s. Like 2-mana... Actually, Tristan, if you work out the expectation, it's like 2.38. So it's like you have a bunch of Night's Whispers, so who cares if they like Graveyard Hit you? Right? Like, you don't actually... Like, once you make like 2 or 3 zombies and you like play a bunch of draw 2s, like who cares if they have a leyline, you know? I don't think it actually matters. Was that hyperbole? What part of that was hyperbole? No, it didn't include that, because that is just more... Hey, 2-mana draw 4, Tristan. Are you gonna sub because you were wrong? Are you gonna sub because you're wrong? 2-mana draw 4! See? Sheesh. Some people. Some people. Yeah, pay up. So, I'm sort of joking, but I think it was funny that we literally had the situation where it was a 2-mana draw 4 right away. Just my fucking cold shot. Nice! Well, the real question is, should I open a trust for you? After that debacle. My question is, should I kill this Aether Vial? Want another 4-land Mulch instead? Let's see. No promises. Actually, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 7. There's 7 subs today so far. 5 were from Tom. 1 was from Tristan. No, sorry. 1 was from Tom. 5 were from Aswad. And 1 was from Tristan. So... yeah, if we're gonna get to play Draw Go, I'm pretty sure my deck annihilates the Draw Go mirror like this. So I wonder if I can beat them on time. Okay. I don't know how many chests... well, I'm not gonna count my chickens before they hatch, but I guess if I 5-0, I'll open all the chests I get for all of you subs. Scared we have all gas in hand? Why would they be scared of that? Kind of weird and illogical. Okay. Okay. I think I am going to kill the Vial, because it like actually is going to produce a lot of mana soon. Like Esper Vial, are you right? Yeah, you're probably right. How many times? At GP Seattle, when there was a needle on stage, I actually ticked it all the way down, but I had chokeout versus my Shardless opponent. So, I don't know, probably like 6 or 7. One, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it has to be a different land type. Probably not covered force. Don't think I care about killing those. I'm gonna attack my opponent. Sometimes in the Depths Mirrors, you actually get to that point where you just slowly tick down and just hope to draw Wastelands to clear the path. It can get weird like that. Three Dark Depths activations? It's easier with Yavimaya or Riftstone Portal, for what it's worth. I think Doomsday is everywhere in MTGO. I don't know. I've literally played against 5 fair decks, I think. Like 2 Goblins. Alright, my opponent conceded. Alright, that was kind of an easy trophy, I guess. Wait, just I get 11? 11's so many! What the hell? Alright. Well, I guess that was kind of a slaughter, honestly. Like, that was really, really easy. While walking it in. Deck looks busted. I think it actually is really good for Sphere decks. Like, you're sacrificing your combo matchup, but... The fair decks are just like, I don't really know how the fair decks beat this. You know, it seems basically impossible. You can't play spheres or anything? No, you can't really, because, like, there's just not room. Like, it doesn't work right. Diluted fruitcake. Let me check for you. You know, there's actually a really easy way to check. I'll show you all how. Okay. Let's go get the deck list. And we'll just put it into Goldfish and see if diluted fruitcake can afford it. Create a deck. See. March 21. Mulch. I think you need the Tabernacle still, personally. Because you don't actually have removal. What the? God damn it. Is this it? Is this right? I fucking hate captures so much. Yo, Hussar! What?
Sub for dubs.
What the hell? Verify. Sub for dubs? Alright. Okay. It's $10,000 IRL, and 8,000 of it is 2 Tabernacles. You see Mill Bicycle personally? Oh god. Alright, so it's $10,000 IRL, 8,800 of it is 2 Tabernacles. You probably don't need the second Tabernacle. How's that bicycle? I don't know. Anyways, alright. We got some chests to open. It's not just a flex. I think Daryl truly believed it was correct. Alright, so I have to open 8 chests now. Alright, this is the Winged Hussar chest. We're gonna go last in, first out. Alright, we got a Gravitational Shift. A Nashi Moon Sage's Scion avatar? Whatever. And 10 play points. Alright, we're going backwards still. Who's next? This is for Tristan. We got a Stenzia Uprising. This card was pretty good, if I remember right. A Draenith Magistrate. Playable in... something, I don't know. 5 play points. This is probably below expectation. All my mulches were above expectation, though. Aswood, should I open 5 chests? Drop of Honey? Drop of Honey is not remotely good. 5-0, you're ordering dominoes now? Alright, we'll open a few more chests. Okay. Prototype Portal. This card's sick. I don't know why, I just really like this card. Because the card I used to put underneath it in Scars Limited is Tumble Magnet. Oh, Ryan, thanks for the sub! Alright, the next chest will be dedicated to Ryan. I guess we'll just end up opening all of them. This is for you, Ryan. Long Forgotten Gohei, straight from Kamigawa block. Original Kamigawa. This is from Champions of Kamigawa. It's a glorious anthem for spirits, and arcane spells cost 1 less. Halls of Mist is kind of a sick card. Yeah, it's just a red-green land. Okay. Necrogoyf, Seagate Restoration, 5 hit points. Lackey, let me... Okay, I guess this question has been asked repeatedly. Let me explain. You can play Sheltered Thicket, but it's worse. Carpusan Force is also worse. Because you don't really care about giving your opponent 1 life point. It almost never matters. So the debate is whether you should play like Sheltered Thicket, but that's a tapped land. and you don't want to play another Taiga that doesn't do anything. It just has to have a different name. So there's actually not many good options. And in regular lands, I play 4 Groves, and I don't side them out even when Punching Bear is not in my deck. So that should tell you how good the card is in the deck. It's like, it's just Taiga. It's just like redundant Taigas, you know? So, I think, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain that. Or, yeah, Tron or Croc Clan Ironworks did not care about playing Grove, because giving your opponent life literally didn't matter. And in fact, for KCI, in the dark, people just used to give their opponents life because of Grixis Death Shadow. Like, I remember one of the GPs, Matt Nass, was just giving his opponent's life, like, in the dark. Because it was just correct in the format. Just as a metagame call. Like, the way KCI worked, it didn't really matter what life total your opponent was at. Only for Lage. Yes, you want enough fetchables, Oloro, and it has to be a different name. Field of the Dead, chat. It's all about Field of the Dead. This is a Field of the Dead deck. This is not a Dark Depths deck. I mean, it can be a Dark Depths deck when you want it to be, but it's really a Field of the Dead deck. I should just call this 4 Field, 8 Mulch. Or 8 Mulch, 4 Field? Alright, we're renaming it. Yeah, you do not want to play Firewood Thicket in this deck. You don't even really need red, honestly. Let's see. We're busy opening chests for the fans. Whoa! Chat, is this worth anything? Guess I can check. Someone said no, but it looks like it's 4.66 to me. And I've never... Oh, actually, have I seen this card? Oh, God. Theros block is just like is a blank to me now. I don't remember any of the cards from OG Theros block. Theros block kind of sucked, frankly. But, I don't know. Alright. We're renaming it. 8 Mulch, 4 Field. Oh, it was from a Theros theme deck? Maybe it wasn't actually in the set itself. Maybe it was just like in a random deck. Actually, I can check this real quick. What was it called? Spawn of... No, it was actually in the set. Spawn of Thraxes. Oh, weird. It was the front of the box. But it looks like it was in the set as well, so... Alright, I'm going to go down to 2 chests. And just opening it for everyone. Ooh, Cetizen Tactics. That is a banger. I've been watching a lot of the old coverage, and this card used to be so insane. Like, in the green Devotion Mirrors, this card was bonkers. And this card in Booster Draft was literally the best card to open, I think, in Journey to Nyx, if you were green. What an insane card. Why does it give +1/+1? That's like that's why it was so stupid. Your Pokernos would fight theirs, your Burning Tree would fight theirs, but since all of your creatures were +1/+1, all of their stuff would be died. It would just be like, it would be like a 3 green, 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 green Plague Wind. That one Double Strike Dragon? Which Double Strike Dragon? Imperial Hellkate? Oh, this is not Imperial Hellkate. Gotta play more 5/4s? I don't know. This one's worth a ton IRL. I wonder if this is worth anything. Probably not. This thing IRL is like $8 for whatever reason. Alright, one more chest to open. Let's see if we open anything good. Golgari Shapeshifter. Mount Terra of Mount Bellis? I do not remember that card. Huh. I don't think I've ever seen it. This card's kind of sick, though. It just, like, clones an ally, and it's an ally itself, so... Ryu Storm's Edge. Okay. Hold on, let me look for the art of this Terror card. What is it? Terror... Mount. Yeah, I can safely say I've never seen this card. Oh, it's from Theros Beyond Death, not OG Theros. I see. Okay, but I still have never seen this card in my life. Alright, okay, I think I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, and I'll play another match or two. Start a quick prediction for the next league match. Alright, so get your bets in. Be right back. Yes, we are running this toxic deck back. Glad you asked. Again, thanks for everyone being here. We did 5-0, but let's see if we can get some more W's. And if you want to support the stream, hit that follow button. That's free to do. If you really want to support the stream, check for those Twitch Prime subs or regular subs. Thanks for being here, everyone. Alright, finally closing my window because it's getting cold. I guess it's still 66 degrees. It's not that cold, but... Alright, we got another match. I think it's good. Seems like a bad matchup for me. This looks an awfully a lot like Storm. What do you think about the 8-cast deck? It's fine. It's not my favorite, but I played it a reasonable amount. It's fine. I would play 4-cap by Cannoneer if I was playing that deck. We needed a Wasteland right there, I think. Wasteland's still good next turn, at least. If I get a next turn. Alright, Wasteland off the top. Wasteland. It's sad. Not really, but maybe I should have. The thing is, like, any depths... Alright. The storm? You think I'm diehard lands? Okay, so it's actual storm. So, to clarify, any wasteland, any crop rotation, any mulch, any winding way, any loam are all good there. Obviously, I didn't know about the wasteland, but the crop rotation I think would be good enough. So that's a lot of outs to draw to. Of course, I could have mulliganed, but I do value exploration pretty high. I just want to see how carefully they play. Okay, they played the max carefully. Yes, it's 8 mulch. Isn't it on the overlay there's a description that says 8 mulch? Did I not update it? I thought I had at the beginning. It looks like I had updated it. You're tired? Well, I'm also tired. Alright. I'll make them show me the tendrils in deck. I'm not getting LSV'd. Well, Jalen, if you never try other things, how will you know if there's something better or not? Also, I play a lot of different decks if you check my Goldfish history. "14 drills, yep. Alright. I usually even one Tabernacle because of Empty the Warrens. Legacy is not my favorite at the moment. It's fine, but it's not my favorite play. That's how I would put it. I don't have any theories. I don't want to speculate. Like, it doesn't really matter. Surgical can sometimes mess them up. You just kind of have to use it tactically. What's my favorite? I think IRL Cube Draft right now is my favorite. I think I'll go to one field. Probably my favorite constructed format. Probably Modern right now. To be quite fair. I usually leave it in to hedge. I think it's kind of low cost when you have 4 crop rotation. Because some people are lunatics. Like, some people just like turbo Ave nowadays. So, I'm going to leave it in. I'm just going to shave down on engine cards. Because I don't think the engine matters. I mean, obviously it matters, but it doesn't matter as much as people think it does. think this is actually a pretty good hand. It's fine. If I draw stage or depths, I can just try to kill them, and I think that's generally best. Doesn't really matter which one I play, I think. There's like a slight amount of merit to playing Wasteland instead, I think, because of Brain to Fill. Kind of a sitting duck here, obviously, but, you know, that's how it is when you sign up for this matchup. Especially with the way this deck is built right now. I had to look up what character that is. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I can find it. Let's see what that character is. Zhao. Well, it's also a Chinese character. Rook. I was looking it up in Chinese because it's in Chinese, swamp is basically the same thing. Choose not to shuffle probably means I'm dead. No, that one is super green. Like, it kind of looks like a tropical island in some ways. Like, it's very green. I agree. No. Well, I guess that's reasonable, but that is not what I was going for. I was trying to, because a lot of my cards are personally S or T Chinese, because it's a throwback to my heritage. So that's why I was curious. I didn't remember offhand what it was. Because those cards aren't really good with how the deck's set up. There are no Mox Diamonds. So they have to go for Adnaz, I think. Piff doesn't do it because you can only Cabal Writ Tutor. So if you got Piff, that would be Piff, Cabal Writ, Yeah. Probably just find what do you want? Just find common streamers for it or whatever. Alright, I'm dead. I think they needed that lead, but with the lead it's like pretty trivial now. I mean, just watch streamers and just really like write things down. Think about your game plans, you know? I don't know. Like obviously that's kind of sounds kind of wishy-washy, but that's kind of what you want to do. It's kind of a waste of my time because I don't think they're gonna mess up. The iceberg meme me? For what? Iceberg, don't promise that stuff. Alright. We lost that match. That's fine. Sometimes it happens. Alright, we'll play one more, chat, because that was not a satisfying way to end the stream. But perhaps I will show you what the bad matchups look like. There's always a price. Yes, that's true. There is always a price. Alright, last bet for the night. We lost to Storm, Tristan, which is about expected. Wow. I'm getting attacked in Discords. How do you play around Force of Vigor? Eat Mulch versus Vigor Lands. This deck's a lot better versus fair decks, obviously, so you're just sacrificing your combo matchups, which I think is a fine thing to do if you want to do that. I admit that is a funny one, but Mana Bond obviously makes a lot more sense in this deck. Hullbreacher's a mirror. I don't really enjoy the lands mirrors very much, but there's definitely skills involved. Let me see the meme. Oh, it's just like last December, I told Tristan MTG that Man Bond was a bad card. That's it. There are things you can do, Badger TK. Badger TK? Okay, wow. I was about to say Bad Jerk TK, what the hell? Well, I can't give away all my secrets. You know? Playing against Swarm of Bees. Maybe my opponent's Bee Tribal. Okay, well, sounds good, so I'm not winning. Bad card 5-0. What's Mana Bond? Bees. I'm afraid of Xantid Swarm. And was it something Killer Bees? Killer Bees and Yarrow Bees. Don't tell Hornet Queen? God. If that happened, I would probably fucking lose it. I would just like cackle my head off or whatever, you know? Once upon a time. And Yarrow Bee Sting is lit. Don't forget about Hornet Sting as well. You might want to look up in Yarrow Bee's comical flop. Like actual Yarrow Bees. Reveal Killer Bees. Stinging Shot's nice too. Visagie who endures. Alright, sure. Alright. Probably Elves then. I think my Elves matchup is worse because I don't have maximum stage depths. But you know, almost every card by heart. Not sure if I believe that, but sure. We're digging for Tabernacle or Blast Zone, really. Or Stage Depths, obviously, like. Don't they always have a Juka Bug? No. Even if they do, I have to get through it. Like, what does my hand do besides casting Loam? Jalen, how am I going to get to that state? Like, I don't think that really works. I think it's just better to do this personally. That's interesting. What does that mean? Oh, are they turbo? I guess they might be turbo instead. Okay. Alright, I guess it's turbo depths, in which case this is worse versus that, but I thought it was elves. It's okay though. Don't tell Tom. Tom was here earlier. I don't know if he's still here, but... Crop Rotation's like the most important card in this matchup, in my opinion, so... Oh, they had to use their Sejuri step. Okay. Wow, this is very boomer. Much boomer. Why didn't they attack? Actually, I probably should have just copied this, but I was thinking about field. Okay. Because the land comes into play tapped, Matt. The 2 mazes? What about the 2 mazes? They already bogged me. They only play 1, so... Yeah, but usually people just always attack to check me. You gotta check them, Eli. You gotta check them. Check them before you wreck them. Alright, this is sad. I have no removal in my deck, so this is very problematic, actually. Get all my stuff out. Hope to draw Mulch and Winding Way now. Tabernacle is not removal here. Get out of here. Oh, I do have Blast Zone, but that's going to take a bit because I can't exactly dig to it Agent 56k. Like, that's a one of. Depends on how many Wastelands they play. And yeah, they still have Boseiju as well, so kind of not great all around, I think. This match is going to take a while. My prediction as well. Maybe they'll somehow kill themselves with Dark Confidant. I have a Bog and a Loam. They're not going to cast the Loam, obviously. They can play the Wasteland, obviously, but I don't think that does too much for them. I think what's going to happen is they're going to slowly beat me down with their shitty creatures. I basically do need to find Blast Zone, I think, to win, so... Oh, there's no void counter them, right. There's actually, sorry, there's nothing for this. No, I don't want to play black-green. I mean, this is basically a mono-green deck, but I don't think adding black does anything for you, personally. The Hexmage sort of weirdly resets, I mean, eventually, but it's harder when I'm drawing one card per turn, right? Like, they're drawing 2 cards to my 1 per turn. Like, obviously, if I draw, like, a Mulch or something, it'll get better. I mean, they can slowly tutor Wastelands. I mean, I can waste their first thing or whatever, you know, but... No, Wither Bloom command is not a Mulch. It only gets you 1 land back. Plus, I don't think we need more of those. There is a Stomping Ground in the deck, ironically. I don't think we need more accelerants. I think there's enough accelerants. There's 8 of each. There's 8 accelerants. There's 4 Loam, 4 Mulch, 4... Or, sorry, there's 8 Mulches, 4 Loams, and 8 accelerants. Okay, you got me. I mean, me casting Adnaz here would be quite good for me, I think. If people want to, like, actually go down that road of thinking, but I don't have any Adnazes in my deck currently, so that's how it is. Sorry, Snow Shorts. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think I want to preserve life points. Necroagia? That's worse than Ad Nauseam for sure. And yes, I know what Necroagia does because I'm a... I guess I'm a boomer or whatever. This is the fucking worst. Holy shit. There's not even a real reason to play this out, because I think part of my plan this game might be blast zoning from 1 at some point as well. Yo, DH Izzy 74, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate you. Welcome to the stream. I hope I don't die this way, but it's looking not great, honestly. So turning this into a maze doesn't even buy me a turn, really. Eight mulch, but also 8 exploration, yeah. Pretty much. It's kind of crazy I haven't drawn, like, a mulch in how many draw steps? How many turns has it been without a mulch? Does anyone know? Unless my loam got bogged. Yeah, it basically has. I'm not going to count how unlucky I got, but it's... I'm dead. That was not great. That's super frustrating. No, there's no reason to. Like, this happens, but... I mean, the real issue was I didn't draw another engine card, and then, like, a Voidwalker shut off my other one, so, you know. Alright. Don't need that. Fog doesn't do anything versus I think the second tab's actually good as well. Tranquil Thicket wouldn't have done shit that game. It would have just literally replaced itself and been exiled to Dothi Voidwalker. Is Val... yeah, I don't think... I think Valkyd Exploration has aged kind of poorly. To be fair. Alright, I want both Bosages. suspect the loam is not that good versus them, even though like it is critical. But I think you can shave down versus them. I'm gonna leave 1 depths in to keep them honest, but you don't actually need it very much. Losing that way is really frustrating, though. Like, I just couldn't draw like a card that did anything. I mean, obviously it happens. Like, it literally happened right then. I'm gonna get basic force with this hand, which is kind of maniacal, I guess, but I don't have any red cards in my deck anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Like, okay. Alright, only draw 2. But there are 2 looms in the graveyard now, which is good news. Not gonna play my depth out. That is something that will cause you to lose more often than not. I will play my wasteland out. Wonder if I'm gonna time them out in this match. How many mazes did I set out? 0, right? Alright. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Don't want to give them green mana, so... Oh, it's a storm. I just want to start fielding them, actually. I don't think so, but... Not sure. Yeah, if I had wanted to do that, I think I should have done something different, but I think this is probably better. I lost game 1 to a pile of creatures, so I think maybe trying to kill them is better. And their Voidwalker can't block, and they don't have any cards that actually do anything in play, so... Alright, they hit... Where are the silver counters? Is it these? Okay. I'm not trying to avoid giving them green mana as well. Should I play out my depths? There's a needle on stage, so I guess it's safe to play this out, right? Yeah, what's up, the real David Thomas? Still have a Stomping Ground, and Taiga left in my deck. Oh, we're at unlucky sixes we're at 6,666 followers. Can we get some more followers so that number gets fixed? More followers. I do play Stomping Ground. It's kind of important for the field, actually. I thought you knew that I was serious. Good, actually. I'm gonna maze the one that they block. Preserve the attacker. Do I actually want to waste them? Well, in this matchup, this is more common. In like the weird like crop rotation mirror, it's more common. We mana bonded a control player earlier. I'm just debating if I should wasteland their Bayou. They have one. What's a single card that they could draw? I guess if they draw Depths, they could play the depths if I use my wasteland, but then they're still dead. And if I waste it, it plays around Plague Engineer if they decided that in. So the question is, do I think they're more likely to have... Do I think they have Plague Engineer in their deck? Or should I just sit on it? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna give them green now that they have the Bayou anyways. I think if I just make 2 more zombies, they're actually dead to... I think I have them dead through a Plague Engineer if I make 2 more zombies, is the actual reality. Because I think they'll actually have to block with the Plague Engineer. Yeah. So they're using their Voidwalker. I wonder what they're getting. Wait. They're playing Mulch. Okay. They're getting those. Fine. No, I mean, in this matchup, I just want to hold Wasteland for the depths more often than not, Ryan, as well. Because it's like, they have to do a bunch of work to get through a Wasteland as well. Okay, where are they getting? I don't think there's many lands they can get that actually do anything. Blast Zone will not work because you just respond and do that. And the last known info will be 1. Right. That does not work. One was like, I guess if I let the activation resolve. I mean, yeah, they had to try, sure, but it did not work. It did not even come close to working. Well, also they were just dead, Jacob. They were just dead to the zombies, right? I'm just submitting. I think having just 2 limbs in is fine. It made it even worse. I mean, sort of. Didn't really matter, I think. I think this is low end keep. Obviously, there's some danger, but we won't talk about it. Yeah, Brando, you missed the 5-0 earlier. We're 0-1 in this league because we played against Storm. I think this is going to be my last match for the night, but I do thank everyone for being here. If you want to support the stream, you know how. Following is free. Well, Jalen, the real problem is if they just go for it, we have no recourse, but there's a bunch of redraws. They'll counter... we're playing against black-green depths, Brando. I kind of prefer the games where they just, like, have a million leylines in their hand, because they just don't do anything. But looks like my opponent's not up to that. Right, they did not have turn 2, so I'm thankful. I have a stamped one of these IRL, which is kind of sick. It's from one of the draft pods. This card was actually pretty reasonable to put in your draft deck. Yeah, actually, I can play this turn now and just not trigger it. If they kill it, that's fine. Esper Vial lost 8 Mulch. I don't know how the matchup is supposed to go, but my draw was really good, so I don't know. I mean, obviously I think I got lucky too, but... No, because they just get another land. That's really not worth it. I think I'm just gonna put all my lands into play and wasteland their stage, and copy my wasteland and then wasteland the stage. Actually, I might not do that now because the problem with doing that is if they have crop rotation, it's a really bad play. So I think what I'm just gonna do is put all the lands into play. Need to play Bounce Winds account with Avon. No, you don't need to do that. That interferes with Field of the Dead. Alright, chat. Do you think my opponent's going to time out based on pace of play? Confounding Conundrum. That was not the first time that's been brought up today. I brought it up earlier, actually. I guess it's kind of funny, but... Much roll. What did I... Everything's a bayou, at least. Oh, I can just hold up Wasteland this way, right? What does using Boseiju do? Like, they just go get a bayou from their deck, right? And they have a Bob going? I guess I don't understand, I suppose. I'm gonna pass to their upkeep, see what they do. Oh, I lost the Boseiju for free? Oh, I guess you're right. I don't know. I probably should have thought about it more. Yeah, that was probably not correct. It's fine, though. fine. I think I'll just let them have all of their confidants and assume it won't do anything. You thought I wasn't going to use a mana bond? Let's see. Yeah, I probably should have killed the stage then. Yeah, it did, but I thought I was going to do something else. Well, so the problem with not playing Mana Bond, I guess I could have played it and not used it, but I actually do like playing it out versus discard. Yeah, maybe I should have just played it and not used it. Held up Boseiju and just played Wasteland or something. Probably is better. But I didn't need old Wasteland, that's fine. So I'm gonna sandbag that for a field. We need to draw a Mulch, a Loam. Well, Loam's not that good, but Mulch or Winding Way are pretty good here. Is it buying me time? I guess it is. Well, the Tabernacle definitely is, but it's not like I'm trying to time it out. It's just they played really slowly. I'm gonna use this stage to become a maze as well. And I'm just gonna do it now. I think I'm supposed to sandbag this in case if I have to blast zone for one at some point and then replay another one. True. Nah, the Lands players, or the OGs, know that it's not mandatory. I think thinning actually does matter because like field matters a lot. More mazes matter. Like there's just enough. I can't. There's a needle on Wasteland. So this is a stage named Wasteland, so you can't do anything with it. I would love to do that. Trust me. That's why I didn't do it. Do you believe that? Or do you think I don't know that? Take your pick, I suppose. I'm not going to judge you. So I am kind of a derp sometimes. I mean, honestly, it's my opponent's fault more than mine. They're like I'm ahead by like 10 minutes, you know? That's why I often use my stages early to copy opposing lands because of Pithing Needle nowadays. I've always done that a lot, just to like also confuse people. Although you haven't lived life until you've killed a Jace the Mind Sculptor with an opposing Creeping Tar Pit copied with stage. Activated off 2 Mox Diamonds. Their deck is a lot grindier than normal. This is not really a Turbo Depths deck anymore. Kind of funny. I think this Blaststone's actually good. They got back Wasteland, but notably they can't even activate it because of their own needle. Yeah, Berman, that counts as living if you've killed someone with 20 damage with Mishra's Factory. The other achievement is poisoning an infect player out with their Inkmoth Nexus. Yeah, it's medium or slow, but whatever. Like, they're just... But Lotus Petal, you know? I don't know. They're just all over the place, is the reality. Alright. Well, it happened at the GP I won. I killed my opponent's Jace with Creeping Tar Pit. Alright, chat. Thanks for everyone being here. If you want to support the stream, you know how. Hit that follow button. That's free to do. If you really want to support the stream, check for this Twitch Prime subs. Check out the Patreon and the coaching page.